Dobrý večer, vítáme vás diváky zpět na ozvěnách 24. Ji.hlavy.
A to u živě streamovaného rozhovoru s Firouzeh Khosrovani, autorkou zahrajovacího filmu Rentgen rodiny, který jsme teď společně před chviličkou mohli v rámci ozvěn sklídnout.
Do debaty, která bude mít asi půl hodiny, se můžete zapojit i vy. Svoje otázky můžete pokládat formou komentářů pod video a my některé z nich za vás Firouzeh položíme. Je tady s námi i ředitel festivalu Marek Hovorka, pokud máte otázky na něj, tak je také pokládejte.
Firouzeh, dobrý večer ještě jednou. Zdravíme do Teheránu. Já se hned zeptám poměrně osobně jako z vlastní perspektivy. Mě vlastně osobně
I wanted to comment on your film because I was really deeply affected by it. And at the beginning, I must say that I started to be accustomed to those Netflix films that are very fast and full of stories and full of action. And at the beginning, it was quite difficult for me to accept the fact that the film is slow and that the rhythm is slow. You decided to choose this form because you used photographs and family footages and all sorts of archive material. Why did you choose this form and this format of narrative? Because you knew that the film will have 90 minutes. But I have to say that it really works very well. But why did you choose this form?
First of all, thank you for the nice comments. I think each film finds its own grammar and its own rhythm and pace. For this film, I knew that I want to make a very slow and contemplative film that to open a space for the viewer to enter to the film, to have the time and space to participate. And I knew that some viewers maybe they won't accept this rhythm, but I thought who can follow up the film is the viewer of this kind of film. This is not, this is a tradition of also some experimental. It's famous for the experimental French films. This is a kind of that we are used to watch this kind of narrative, and I thought this is very adapted for my personal narrative. So I didn't want it to be a fast film. And I had the courage to wait, to stand on a picture for 30, 40, 50 seconds. And I thought that it's not boring. But
Jestli můžu navázat na tu odpověď,
I would like to pick up on that. To say that I liked how subtle the film is, how many aspects it touches upon, but it still has a real distance, which is very difficult to have in such an intimate film about your own parents. So could you tell us more about the creation, how long the film was created, and what are the different episodes you went through? Were there different stages of the creation? Was it difficult? Was it easy? Maybe was it in the end that you decided on the final form?
I would say I experienced the deepest challenges, patience, pleasure in the years of making this film. It was a very long journey, almost 4 years. It took that I wanted to put enough time because I knew that it's just one time in my life to make a movie like this, and it's my all life or lifetime project. So I'm happy to do it with enough distance of time, so to use my story like interpretation of my life experience in a cinematographic language. So it was very challenging in the form, and I wanted to add some shooting scenes beside archival footages and pictures. And so everything is very well calculated in the structure of the film. Yeah, my parents are emblematic protagonists of the film, and I wanted to have me as a child in the whole film, because to be a very fair narrator and not taking part of one part or other part, to be in the balance point of the film. And the most challenging things was to write the dialogues for my parents, and that was something that I had no reference to learn. So it was everything was a challenge of finding the good form, to have a first person narrator and dialogues, stage dialogues. So this is something is really a stage, like the home scenes and the reenactment of a little girl as my childhood. So
before giving the floor to Johanna, I have one more comment. I was intrigued the whole time when I was watching the film about the following. You said already the film is very intimate. You are yourself the protagonist, your parents are the protagonists, and you somehow take a critical look at some episodes of your life story. How was that for you? Because you were a filmmaker and a daughter. And I think that might be a great challenge. It wasn't difficult, easy, I suppose.
Yeah, it was not easy. It was at the same time like a therapy to confront all the past and my childhood memories. And I thought that since I wanted to craft it, every material as an artwork, it gave me the courage to make art house film. So I just wanted to manage very well my materials, my life experience materials, and to extend it to others. So the challenge was so intimate, so universal. I wanted to find the borders of being local and beyond, to be Iranian, to extend also. And now I think I succeed to find the universal language for the film. And many viewers from other nationalities told me that they experience a similar thing under one roof at their home, between a Catholic mother, like a atheist father, or some communist one. And so between two ideologies living beneath a roof in a very peaceful, somehow, in some way, because it's a love story again. But at the end of the day, at the end of the film, the thing that remains is the life itself. All ideologies are gone, and everything is, with the time, the things will change. but what remains is our life, our family life.
Tady mám otázku od našich sledujících.
I have a question from our
Kde jste,
viewers.
Firouzeh, přišla ke všem těm starým archivním
Where
záběrům,
did you get all
videozáběrů
those
a
archive
jestli jsou to
footages?
záběry z
Are
rodinného archivu
these
nebo
your
od
own
někud
family
jinud, z veřejných
footages, or
zdrojů? A
some
potom
of
má
them are
osobní
also
otázku,
public?
která
And the
směřuje na
second
to,
personal
jak
question
vlastně
is about
reagovala
the
vaše
reaction
matka, když
of your
viděla ten
mother
film.
when she saw the film.
Yeah. Regarding the archival footages, there are many Super 8 images that these are found footages of other people, and I wanted to use public archive to tell a story, tell a private story. So to use, and this is in the concept of the film, to extend it to more to beyond my family or my home. So all of the footages are from families around me. So I asked to my friends, my family members, if they have some Super 8 images, because the time matches with the time of the film, and at the same time I like very much the texture of Super 8 images, as it's the texture of memory. And then I have a part of official archives from Iranian television, from Swiss television. So I asked from Switzerland, from RTS, to send me the images of the airport, of a cafe, of the town, of the restaurants, so I used a part of the first 20 minutes of the film. It took place in Switzerland, and the rest is in Iran. And regarding my mother liked a lot the film. She recognized herself in also the dialogues I put in her mouth, and so she's okay with everything in the film.
Jaký jsou vlastně reakce na ten film? Vy mluvíte
And what about the reactions
matce,
to the parts
jaký jsou reakce v Iránu?
when you talk about your mother? What is the reaction in Iran? Because maybe us European looking at Iran in a certain way might think about whether the film can even be screened or cannot be screened in Iran. So that's my next question. Was it already screened in your home country? And if so, what was the reaction?
Not officially yet, because I'm waiting for the opening of the cinemas, but I have to censor some of the images of women without hijab. But for the concept of the film, I think there is no problem. But my friends, my colleagues, my family members who have seen the film at home, or we have some very private and small screenings on small cinemas for just because of COVID, just 20% or something. And it is, they're all touched, their hearts are touched by this film, because it's something more than international public, that they can have another feeling, another impact on them, especially on the subject of the war, Iran-Iraq war. And at the end of the film, that it's very touching for them, for the viewer.
I think that the very strong point of your film is that it is the most about a feeling of a child. Feeling of a child who's born into a family where parents sometimes agree, sometimes disagree. And for this child, it is very difficult to accept that their parents are having conflicts. I think that this feeling of really objective and non-judging child view was very, very well depicted. At the same time, it would be interesting to see the same thing film through the eyes of Firouzeh, a teenager who was with her parents and sometimes wanted to express her feelings in more important or prominent way. Maybe did you want to do that sometimes? Did you want to comment on the situations you were faced with within your family? I also want to say that I really appreciated the way you depicted the political aspects of your childhood, since you went through the revolution and the war too, or you experienced them. And you present that not just as mere facts, but as some feelings that remained within you. That was also extremely strong. And do you feel that your interpretation of those feelings somehow changed throughout time?
I can say no, because I did this film as an adult, so with the distance from my childhood. So I think that the choice of remaining at 7 years old when the revolution has happened, that I'm telling the story that this revolution has happened in our house, took place in our house, like in every other houses. But so I want to have also the distance of using a metaphorical language. So I didn't want to explain everything, and it was not possible to have me as teenager as well. So it was a little bit also playing with different times, and so I wanted that at certain point from toward the ending of the film, we lose the notion of time. So it's not important how many years has already passed, because that was something I wanted. I tried to have this subtle losing time and losing ages, and then that is not a really realistic way. So I wanted to have this metaphorical approach and very stylistic aspect of the film. So I put a lot of effort to find the visual language of the film as well.
That is also asked by another viewer who tells you hi and says that the French inspiration in the film by Agnès Bardo is quite prominent. And the question is about your adolescence. How was your coming of age in such a separate and torn apart family or relationship?
I can say that when I was a child, I thought that it's just at our home, this conflict of ideologies, lifestyles, faith, and then when I was adolescent, I found out this is the same thing in our country. So that was very curious for me to do this parallelism with the Iranian society, and this bipolarism that exists in our house is in the whole society. So I try to find this our house as a microcosmos of the whole situation. So maybe I used to use my life as an art material as well, from very from my adolescent. When I was teenager, I thought I have to save these pictures of our family album, and I want to do something with that. But I thought that I will do something in visual arts, and now I'm happy to make a film that.
Z toho podařilo udělat film.
My jsme taky moc rádi.
We are also really happy that you managed to create this beautiful film, and we would like to really thank you for having you. It was a real pleasure. We would have more questions, but unfortunately our time's up. But we hope to see you in person at a festival one day, and ideally in Ji.hlava. Have a nice night in Iran, because it's really late.
Thank you very much.
Lots of successes in your cinematographic career.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to have my film in your Echoes session, and hope to come to your festival when it's on site, not online, with my new film, hopefully, or to attend your festival anyway.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Děkujeme za dobrou noc.